Zurgo Smash!
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and I have access to Cons of Tarkir, which means that I get to build Zurgo Helmsmasher, a classic hit your opponent in the face commander. So I'll say there are two main ways to build this as a commander. You can either build Zurgo Voltron, meaning lots of good equipment and auras that you can throw onto Zurgo so he can kill your opponent quickly because he's indestructible on your turn. He's got haste, he has to attack, and if your opponent dares block, and of course lose their blocker in the process, Zurgo's gonna get a little bit bigger, get a +1/+1 counter. But the other way you can build Zurgo is, well, he's indestructible, so you play him, and then you wipe the board. This is not that build. There are a couple board wipes in this deck because, well, shucks, we got an indestructible commander. We may as well, right? And we have tons of fun equipment and other guys who, work well with all the equipment that we're playing. Zurgo Helmsmasher is fun, he hits face, and he goes great with some of the cool, newer equipments we have, like Fiend Lash, because we have a high power commander, so we can smash face. We can make Zurgo have even more power, and I think one of the biggest things with Zurgo is giving him trample. So of course we have Shadow Spear in here to help him get that damage through onto our opponents or maybe even their planeswalkers. I also have a couple interesting cards in here that give us extra combats, including one that cares about the fact that Zurgo is a warrior. That's right, he's a warrior, which means that all of these cards that say whenever a samurai or warrior attacks alone, you get a buff. He gets that buff. It's great with Ryu, and the other one I included from that series is Selfless Samurai. I feel like the rest of the ones that maybe give +1/+1 or tap a creature, not as good in this deck. But I thought that these two were really cool with Zurgo, because getting to attack twice, that's great. And getting lifelink on this guy? Well, that's a heck of a way to stabilize. Also, as a bonus, the Selfless Samurai can be sacrificed to protect Zurgo in case your opponent tries to kill it on their turn. Can't die on our turn, can die on theirs. I think that this is a fun deck. It's aggressive, it hits face, and it gives you an excuse to play some really cool equipment. So we're going to take Zurgo into the queue, and we're going to smash some helms. The man, the bird, the pirate. It's Malcolm, alluring scoundrel. He's a very strong commander because he has flash and can help you find the counter spells, bounce spells, and card draw that you need, because whenever he hits your opponent, he loots. And if you manage to hit them 4 times with the same Malcolm, he has a chorus, and those choruses combine into a free spell, the one that happens to be discarded. Malcolm's very strong and can be very hard to deal with, especially if they have an advantage early in the game. I'll say that we're actually really lucky that we are starting this game on the play. They said hi. I'll say hey, and thanks. They said nice to my authority in the consoles. Since their commander has flash, this doesn't do as much, it just gains me a little bit of life. Bringing out Arms Scavenger. This will create a different card for me each turn and makes it cheaper to equip. Just a bit of convenience there. Mox Amber, eh? Gold Vein Pick. I think that's my pick here. That will get me some land. We play it, we equip it. I can still hold open the mana for Swords to Plowshares. We're swinging in for 3. And we got a treasure! Bring out your birds. Malcolm resolves, but once Malcolm is on the battlefield, they will have this Mox Amber mana to deal with. Apparently whatever they had was not a 1 mana way to protect their commander in blue. So that's great! Hey! Tastic! Thank you so much for the sub. Well, he went from an arms dealer to a legitimate business person, so I feel like we should actually be kind of, proud of him for making that change in his life. Do I think they have a counterspell? Yes. Am I going to try and bring out Zurgo this turn anyway? Absolutely. Let me smash. Girl, let me smash. Let it be known, she did not get to smash. It's tragic. Very tragic. My very legitimate business person. I do love that, like, he kind of was a legitimate business person before. Zurgo got Pokeballed. The essence captured. So I can try and play Zurgo again this turn. I have enough mana. It had to be post-combat, though, because we're using the Gold Vein pick mana. And here's Zurgo on the battlefield. Looking pretty, a 7-2 indestructible. Now, no longer indestructible. Uh-oh. Don't make him into a legitimate business, Zurgo. Well, this is already a legitimate business, Zurgo. Curious Obsession. This gives them extra card draw. Malcolm swings in, draws cards, but he has to attack. Not that you really want to leave him back anyway against these guys. Oh, look at you and all your fancy pants card draw. Combat Research and Curious Obsession. They draw 2 cards. Sorry, 3, but then they have to discard. They draw, they discard. I would love to get Loran's Escape, Black Rage Forge, Mithril, all of this ready. But I think I have to hold just the Loran's Escape. Because right now, we're leading on the damage. We just need to protect him. We can give him Indestructible on our turn, though blue isn't really that big on destroying. You wouldn't unsummon the Zurgo, would you? No, you'll take damage to your face. We make a treasure. Bring out Jorkadine, first Gold Warden. Possibly just give him an equipment. You can also play the Black Blade, since, again, I don't think the Mithril Coat is going to be that important here. This has Flash. It automatically equips to a legend. But I really want to make sure we can protect our critters. Okay, so River's Rebuke. It's all gone. I'm trying to think if I have anything here I can do post-combat, like if I want to use this treasure. Nope. Loran's Escape does not target me. There is a new card, though, that gives you Hexproof for 1 mana. It's pretty nice. Zurgo, are you ready to smash? Yeah? Yeah? Stop drawing cards. I get it, you're blue. A dabu dee dabu die. We have all these cards. All we want to do is 7 damage to the face. I have to discard something. I am going to discard the Mithril Coat I mentioned before. I really just don't think it's doing that much here. Bonk. Yeah, that's what he does. He bonks.
Ghost Valve cheered. X100. Bonk.
Hello there, Teferi, Temporal Archmage. You care to make a spirit? So let's see, do I have any evasion? No, I can only make Zurgo really big. Big is good, though. Malcolm's almost at casting free spells. No Trampolines, not a 1. I'm looking to see if I have any, like, trample or anything here. I don't. So I'm going to go Zurgo. Zurgo smash. Zurgo force blocker. Zurgo get bigger. If you make more creatures, I want them to be tapped. So we're going to lead with Authority to Consoles here. I already know about it since they bounced it back into my hand. Arms Scavenger. Arms Scavenger. Okay, Jorkadine. It's probably like a taxing counterspell. Yep, Scatter Ray. I can't pay the 4. Arm Scavenger has a pretty good chance of getting some evasion since we have the Kite Sail Cliffhaven here. Cliff Sail Kite. You know what? Pretend I can say the name of these cards. Cliffhaven Kite Sail. I'm doing my best. So ideally, I'm forcing Malcolm to stay back as the blocker. Bro, you are too curious. The very curious Siren Pirate. Remember, all creatures come in tapped. They're casting something for free. It can be something like Ulamog. But it would be a tapped Ulamog, and I can give protection. Though they could probably counter this with all the mana they have. I'm doing my best. They draw a lot of cards. They draw a lot of cards. They draw a bunch of cards. They draw a bunch of cards. Cards get drawn. Drawn cards get drawn. Yep. Very good. They're drawing more cards off their free spell. It is a Seagate Restoration, which means that this is a very large spirit. They could also just go for an extra turn here if they draw one, and they did draw a lot of cards. A considerable number of cards. You know, like that many. 13 cards drawn so far this turn. After that main phase. Press the enemy! Hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Look at Dispersal. They do have a pirate. Zurgo goes back to hand. And what are they casting for free? Nothing. Okay, they have 1 mana up. Can we get lethal off just the Arm Scavenger, or will they be able to bounce this guy? This or this gets me there. But we want to be 2 threats. So here's Zurgo. And the Arm Scavenger. They're both going in. They shore up. That sure is a shame that we have 2 lethal attackers. The Arm Scavenger and Zurgo, who hit you in the face. We have taken out Malcolm and his really, really big token. GG. The first sliver. Is it the first and only sliver? We'll just have to find out. This critter cascades when it's cast and causes your other slivers to cascade as well, casting free spells that cost less than it from the top of the deck. That's gonna be a bit of a, you know, questionable experience. What are we gonna see? How are we gonna see it? What am I gonna scry to? Brunor! Oh, Bruno, you're pretty cool, but you're not really what I want right here. And yet... No, I'm gonna bring out the Brunor. I have enough mana. Cavern of Souls, naming Warrior, since we have, I'll say, a couple of warriors in here. Arcane Signet to make sure that their things come in tapped. Oh, is it going to be Battle Hammer time? I was actually thinking it's going to be Ryu time first. Ryu Storm's Edge gives me an extra attack if a samurai or warrior attacks alone, like you. You have very nice Grixis mana, Mr. 5-color deck. Are you ready to take some face damage? Are you ready to deal with the slamage and the damage? Aether Channeler, I'm guessing they're just gonna bounce Ryu back into hand. You coming back in? Why does my mom want me up 2 combat faces? No skins! Whee! Zurgo on the battlefield, Zurgo smash! If we get a land next turn, it's actually more damage to go for Brunor and Lizard Blades. And this is the arena version of Brunor. Slightly different stats, but the more important thing is it allows you to use equipment creatures and equip them for free. One of the weird, like, it just didn't work with reconfigure things was just how his original ability was phrased. It didn't actually work with reconfigure. This one does. You think the puppet pet is cursed? Little Jace puppet from the Rakdos cultists. It's pretty cursed. Dath the Triumph. More mana. They will probably be able to play the first sliver next turn. Okay, no land, so we're gonna go for Ryu. I attack. It is a single warrior attacking alone, and now it attacks again. Hey, yo, let me smash. A lovely little 8-3 there. It also gave me pseudo-vigilance, which is kind of cool. Invasion of Alara. This is going to do a bunch of different stuff. But once they flip it, what did it hit? Llanowar Loam Speaker. So what happened there is they were like, you know what? I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna see what I can get off Invasion of Alara. I think they could have done the same thing, cast their first sliver. But they would have hit the same thing. They would have actually hit, I think, the Lighted Halfling on this. Because that was the top card. They would have been forced to chump block. And they would have been dead. We won the game. GG. Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty. She likes to cast big spells because when you do, you cascade. And she also cascades. This hand is missing an important thing, which is red mana. It does have removal. It does have some cool stuff, but I really want to make sure that I have enough mana to cast my spells. And now I do. Perfect. Dreamroot Cascade. Shatterskull smashing. The Hammer Pass. Yeah, Modi's a very good Simic Ramp commander. Surprising nobody. Turns out Simic Ramp can be really good. I have Raaagh here. Raaagh will give us double strike for equipped creatures, but only when they attack, and only if I had equipment, which I currently don't. Settle the Wilds gets them an extra land, extra bit of ramp there. Speaking of ramp, Ornithopter Paradise, very good for helping me get out Zurgo next turn. Oh no! Rex Sage! Admittedly, I also essentially have a Rex Sage here. I can't blame them. It's a good card. Well, you know what? Better the Ornithopter than the Mall. So we're going to go shopping at Sky Mall, by which I mean we're going to go chopping at Sky Mall, smashing their face for a beautiful 8 damage in the air. Thank you, Raaagh. Here comes Emoti. Emoti cascades into Up the Beanstalk. Even more card draw for when they cast the big stuff. Emoti. I could destroy those beans, but I think it's far more important that we smash. So in we go, Raaagh and Zurgo together. Zurgo's going to kill that Rex Sage and get a +1/+1 counter. They're also down to 7 life. A hit from Zurgo or from this Sky Mauled up Raaagh is going to end the game. And in the game it has. We also, if we found another white source, add an extra combat next turn off Aurelia. And I love that for us. GG. Sovereign Okanek Ahau, the cat that makes all your buffed creatures grow when he attacks. That gives you an excuse to put +1/+1 counters on your creatures before putting even more +1/+1 counters on your creatures. This is a pretty sweet hand because it has Sigarda's Aid, which is, I'll say, one of the best auras and equipments cards ever printed, because it means that you can circumvent the whole equipping part of the process. It's so good, I'm gonna pay a life to get it down right here. Sigarda's Aid, auras and equipments have flash. Now, I have a really good aura in my hand. I have a pretty good equipment, not one that I'd want to freely equip, which is what this does. But I have a way to search for any aura or equipment card using Kellen. That sounds pretty good to me. I think that we could go for that search, but I kind of like getting down a creature here, so I have something to use next turn. Yeah, sure, Lion Sash. Equip yourself to yourself. It didn't do anything. These, equipment creatures are pretty nice in this deck, though. Hello, Mr. Meow Meow. So we will be revealing to our opponent what we're getting. With the Sigarda's Aid, you know, I wonder what we could possibly want. What could we possibly want? You come at me! Come at me, Okanekahau! About to be hammer time. They may have removal for this Lion Sash, and that would make it very hard for me to re-equip this. I do have a couple other ways to freely equip things, but this is the best one. Because it costs 1 mana, and it gives us flash. It's so good. Got ramp, ramp, cat. No buffs, though, so like if they were to attack in here, it wouldn't do too much. Okay, so they're putting a buff on the Elvish Mystic with a Venerated Loxodon. Ooh. Perhaps our opponent doesn't quite know how these cards work together. Remember, they saw the hammer. But did they know that it's hammer time? Stop. Hammer time. We're not quite at Zurgo mana yet. We have an 11/11, so we will attack with it. And Kellen can come out next. Kellen has double strike. We could have waited with the hammer to get it on Kellen, but I think it's just so good to have, like, oh yeah. We just took that thing out because we had the surprise Big Nasty. We can have even more surprise Big Nasties next turn. We can also do that all at instant speed, so it's going to be a, do you block? No. Here comes the kitty. They have 1 mana up. And they're swinging with the Loxodon. I am tapped out. And now you have to block. I would love to get out Zurgo here, but it's better to just use the creatures we actively have. Oh, wait. The protection here would have forced lethal to go through. Well, that's no problem. We're still going to do this. All that glitters. And the Nettle Cyst. It does come with a germ, but I'm going to re-equip it to Kellen for maximum damage. Nice. GG. Gretchen Titchwillow. I am not a fan of Gretchen because typically she's a Simic Flash and Ramp commander with this nasty little ability that can get you some extra lands. I'm going to start with this Flooded Strand here. I'm going to use it to get the Boros Shock land, paying a healthy little 3 life to start the game. And there's a good reason for it. It's to get down Esper Sentinel. This thing might only be 2 mana, but I expect them to have a lot of non-creature spells. In fact, so many that they're straight up going to just concede to a turn 1 Esper Sentinel. Coward. Ah, a fellow Khan of Tarkir, Anafenza the Foremost. Anafenza, of course, being the Abzan Khan, who puts +1/+1 counters, and I'm really hoping doesn't concede on a turn 1 monkey. Please don't leave. I just want to play monkey. He helps me ramp into my commander. He holds equipment really well. Just kill him. Just kill him. Easy. Ooh, nice. Duress has 2 targets here. The War Whip, which gives double strike, and Fighter Class, which can find me something else. Monkey go. Monkey go. Monkey go, monkey go. Monkey, no. Monkey failed to crime. Yeah, I'm willing to pay a bunch of life here. I'm gonna grab the Boros Shockland. Shocking. I know. Sacred Foundry. We're gonna pay 2 life, bring it in, and use Fighter Class. Grab an equipment. Which equipment do I want? I'm feeling Lizzie Blades. Give my monkey a little bit of double strike. I think that, bit of trample also could be good. But this is great because it's also a creature. Tavern of Souls. We're going to name Warrior. We're going to put the lizard on the monkey. Normal thing to say. And attack in for 2 at a time. Since they're blocking, the damage doesn't go through. And next turn, they could play a 4/4. Anafenza is pretty chunky. She only triggers when she attacks in. We just got very lucky with a Shadow Spear! Which means that even if they block, some damage is going to go through. Absorb the hit, but the second one goes in. We get ourselves a treasure. Also, Ragavan gets exiled because Anafenza has additional text. Yes, it's true. She does have additional text. But nothing to steal. Just a land. Monkey with a lizard and a stick. Boromir! He can make the board indestructible and also punishes you if you try to cast spells for free. Eat it, Cascade. Okay, but like, question? May I smash, Your Honor? Zurgo was allowed to smash. Thank you. Zurgo is very happy about this, very pleased. Yeah, he's kind of like a lava axe, but in more colors and has to hit face. Maelstrom Pulse. Zurgo is dead. Boromir also has Vigilance, so he can just swing in here. Smash or pass the turn. We do have a bit more mana here. I'm just going to go for Zurgo, though. Once again, Zurgo Helmsmasher. I'm going to try to attack with both this time. I'm kind of hoping they don't have removal because I feel like they could have used it. Ooh, Samwise! So that'll eat up my lizard blades. Nice Sam moving. Zurgo grows. But Sam didn't have anybody to bring back. Llanowar Elf. Vraska. Vraska's not able to kill Zurgo because he costs 5, but can destroy Shadow Spear. Or Fighter Class. Nobody wants to destroy Fighter Class. I'll make my plate armor a little cheaper. Giving this to him doesn't actually make a difference, though, since 8 is already more than 7. Probably attach it to the kitty. Meow meow. Armored up cat. Warded even. And they're sacrificing that land, gaining a life, and trying to find something else. Nice Rainbow Dash. Anafenza's on the battlefield. I don't have enough to double activate this. They know about the Iganjo. We attack. They can use Boromir to make this indestructible. But in response, we can channel Iganjo, get Anafenza off the battlefield. No damage is going through this turn, but it doesn't matter. Because next turn, oh, we're getting in there. And we can force a block, too. GG. The first Sliver, a very popular commander because you can play 5-color good stuff and not have to play against the other really good 5-color good stuff commanders. The first Sliver cascades when he comes out. Great. It's the free spells. Sometimes he even cascades into a board wipe, clearing the way for him to be a big chunky 5-mana 7/7. But on occasion, the first Sliver is actually a Sliver deck. My first Sliver deck is a Sliver deck. Do I suspect my opponents will be? Absolutely not. Almost nobody runs it as Slivers, but very rarely you get the pleasure of actually getting to play against the Slivers deck. Yeah, chat, take your bets. What's it gonna be? Stuff? Good or otherwise? Do I want to ramp or get down some equipment? I think I'll ramp. There's nothing wrong with an Armored Scrapgorger. When you're a 5-color deck, even though we did just get these fetch lands, you still gotta do it. No, it's definitely 5-color good stuff. No self-respecting Sliver deck would pollute their 3-drops with the Oracle of the Alpha. Blech. Here's Halvar! Going to use my Giver runes to hopefully keep Halvar alive, and then we want to load him up with equipments, like this one. The first Sliver, and he cascades into Mox Ruby. Nice Cruelty of Gix. But that means they have 1 mana up. It is red. Yeah, Bird's a Sliver. Yeah, sure it is. The more lands I have, the bigger Blackblade gets. Right now, it's +3/+3. Get +4/+4. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I wasn't going to go for the Blackblade, but this makes me unblockable. Yeah, first Sliver. Looks to me like you are perhaps... Fine, I target you onto you. You are perhaps of the green and or red variety. We got a board wipe. We got a mithril coat. Let's try that again. Wow. All those extra opportunities for lands. And we didn't hit any lands. I'll play the extra one from my hand. And those all go away. It's a shame. If we had gotten some extra lands, we could have, like, maybe cast that mithril coat. Would have been lovely. And stay on Halvar. Thank you. Halvar, by the way, is very obnoxious with, like, the targeting. If you have an equipment that's equipped, you gotta, like, scoot it around. Oh, you're not leaving back your only blocker that can currently block Halvar. Or whoever's holding the sword of Mountain Dew and Doritos. Do you do the do? If it's a board wipe, I feel like they could have swung in with everybody. Okay, we draw a card. Oh no, they paid the 1. It doesn't really matter. Because he dies anyway. I guess I just didn't want the damage. Okay, so great news. 8 life. Sad news. Only 7 damage. Go get him, Zurgo. 1 life. Hope you're not running too many pain lands. Currently, it's all shocks. And a triumph. They can't shock that in, so they don't have mana enough for the first sliver to come out again. 3 cards in hand. Indestructible on my turn. If you want to kill him, you better do it now. Unless it's like Sheoldred's Edict. The Block Lotus. That lets them replay the first sliver. Or just take an extra turn. I feel like it would have made more sense to do this. But sure, yeah, you know what? You do you. Invasion of Alara. Getting... Key to the Archives. And was that Relic of Legends? Key to the Archives into hand. They currently have access to all but black mana. Not that you would be able to use Doomblade on me. And even if they got rid of Zurgo, we actually have a Den of the Bugbear ready to swing in too. GG. Narset, who casts spells for free. She's a really tricky character to deal with because she's hexproof, first striking, and, well, oftentimes the spells she's casting for free are game-winningly good. I have removal, that's fine. Not going to hit anything. Shram, who can draw me some cards. I'm going to keep this because of Shram, who can draw me some cards. Wooded Foothills. I'd like to cast this after Shram. So I'm just going to grab the Triome. Perfect. It's a Tarkir off. It sure is. These are both Cons of Tarkir cards. Oh, Ragavan comes in, dashing, and stealing my Selfless Samurai. Unable to cast it, though. Yes, swam! Well, maybe I will have something to hit with our Baleful Mastery. Hexproof. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Make a Goblini. I guess I'll just go for the Nettle Cyst here since I have enough mana. I didn't draw anything. Keeping back the Shram. Discard your monkey. Do it, I dare ya. Yeah, I have Sheoldred's Edict in this deck for circumstances like these. By which I mean circumstances wherein there's a Narset Enlightened Master. You have a land. There's a land. Is it time for Narset? We can hope they just get unlucky with their hits too. Defensively, we're not very useful. Offensively, we're still getting a pretty decent swing here. This is Mardu versus Jeskai. And I know just the guy. Narset, I hope you hit garbage. No extra turn spells. No nothing. I have seen Narset whiff before. It's kind of funny when she does. Alright, so they got Rip Apart, One Ring, and the Booties. I'm gonna risk a little double block in here. A little double block in action. Because those are not instant speed. If they have removal in their hand, though, they have removal in their hand. Weird to see off-color fetch lands. It really is. Like, you don't have black mana in your deck. It doesn't matter. The Narset is dead. The Narset is dead. They took out Rayav since Double Strike, good. But they let me keep these guys. For now. Rip Apart can take out the Nettle Cyst, which kills the Germ. Oh, or they could take that. Oh, that actually makes some sense. Since they'd get the card draw off the Booties. Oh, I mean, destroying the Nettle Cyst also would have worked. And the One Ring to give them big Protekies for a turn. Rude, first of all. Second of all, rude. Third of all, rude. I'm gonna move the Halberd onto Aurelia. She doesn't have haste. She still buffs herself up. And chills. Vibes and hangs. Yeah, I can target Narset now. We have a Shadow Spear. Yeah, it's not cast one. It's cast all of them for free. They hit no lands. They hit 3 spells, all of which had targets. Okay, making a Goblin. Wow. Copy of a Goblin. Looking to get a lot of treasures in here. I will block with Aurelia on the Ragavan. Take the 6. Relic of Legends. Sure, it's more mana. I could draw a card too. I'm trying to think if I want Zurgo or if I need to make sure I'm ready to Shadow Spear Despark. I think being ready to Shadow Spear Despark is a lot bigger since I can't trust that I'll have lethal. It's one of those things where like I do have lethal, but I don't have lethal. Because I don't trust like that. 69, nice. The quantum lethal, right? Maybe I should have just gone for it. But maybe I just don't trust like that. They didn't use this to draw. Now they're using it. Hey, Chandra. That's no Narset.
My hair is on fire?
Still 3 mana up since Stram can be tapped for mana. You played the Chandra, you didn't activate the Chandra.
I don't need this.
What are you doing with those Gorblins? Making mana. I assumed to use that mana with something on that lady. And that Chandra there. End of turn. Ah! It's Aurelia is being phased out. Aurelia and all of her equipment ceases to exist. Temporarily. I'm gonna play it safe. Oh no, I don't have enough to equip. I only have exactly enough. Alright, no. We go for Zurgo. Does it get countered? Wash away. What's the big deal? We smash? We win? Was there no? There was no interference there. It was just that slip out the back. Or the ring will kill him. Either way, have some fun. Ring will kill them in a couple turns. Only had one right now. GG. Atali Primal Conqueror. Hey there, Atali. You, causing some problems? This hand does not have a lot of lands. But it does have some really sweet synergy between these cards. Giving double strike, big buffs, trample, another big buff. All the nice pieces. I don't have anything to play on 1. I know it's really risky keeping a 2 cost. Savai Triome. And what's this? Oh, my calendar is telling me I get to play Baldur's Gate 3 yet. A Bloodstained Mire. Soon. Soon. Iron Craig. I think I want to go for the backside here. I'll go for the front. They're going to be able to cast a Tali next turn. I'm just hoping they get garbage. Get a useless equipment. Get something you don't want. Ah, they got a carry. Still not that good for them, since they probably don't have many equipment. He's a 3-man 3/3. She exists. They could turn this into an equipment. You would love that. For indestructibles. Okay, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They can flip a Tali next turn. I guess we have to wipe the board. Yeah. Jorkadine and my nettled up Nettlecyst. Swing on in. See if we can, I don't know, get 1 damage. Crack open our Bloodstained Mire. I already have a black source, so I'll go for the Sacred Foundry. Shock it, rock it, and wrath it. Goodbye. Perfect. Alvaro is weird because he lets us shuffle our auras and equipments around. Ooh, Jaxus for cloning a Tali. Overextended just a little. Now my equipments, though, are a little bit more limited. I'm gonna go for Brunor here. He lets me equip this Nettlecyst for free onto himself. So now we have an 8/5. 8/5, good. 7 mana, not enough to recast a Tali. We're bringing out Rayab to give double strike. I'm playing Halvar as the Sword of the Realms. I'm using Brunor to put the Sword of the Realms onto the Brunor. We're going to swing, and he has double strike. It's lethal. You have to block. Lethal, you have to. You have to. My mom said you have to block. Well, we're waiting. Oh. Well, they may have had a turn 4 Tali, but we had a turn 4 board wipe. And they did not have enough to play him again. Good game. Xenagos, god of rebels! He's gotta go fast, and his friends do too! Xenagos is one of the Theros gods, so he is only animate when you have enough devotion, but even if he's just sitting and being an enchantment, he doubles the power and gives some extra toughness to your creature and gives them haste, which can be really, 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 really scary. I don't have any red mana here. I'm still gonna keep. Perfect. A playable card. Its name is Lion Sash, and it's here to smash. Sigarda's Aid will be pretty helpful. Going to mean that things are going to be able to equip for free. So like here, I'm going to swing in with the Lion Sash. They know I have something, but they don't know what the something is. And the something was Blackblade Reforged, giving +3/+3 since I have 3 lands. This is a good equipment creature. They didn't have enough mana to do the thing, so I'm going to get rid of their Tangled Florahedron. gonna give you the stick, or do I want to eat that thing up in the graveyard? Nah, give him the stick. We need to deal damage. I'm missing a color. Right now, all I can do is smash. Which, like... This is the way. I will eat this. Have a spell in there, but we might want to eat it later. Oh, Wheel of Blood, Sun, and Moon! Thank you for the sub! They have enough mana for Xenagos, but Xenagos won't be able to block, so it's gotta be something else. Terror to Peaks! Nice! It cost me an extra 3 life to do this, but we're taking that out. Wow, we've got the mana for it. He's gone. And we have a backup smash with Zurgo! You can block one of us, but you can't block both of us. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you had fun watching me smash with Zurgo Helmsmasher. It's really fun to get to play a little bit of Mardu aggro with an equipment theme. I feel that if you want to build this in different ways, you are welcome to, but I think you're going to have a lot of fun and, you know, get to interact with a lot of interesting cards if you're playing this as an equipment deck. I love a good bit of Voltron. So if you like me, then you got to put on the helm and then you got to smash it. If you're looking for the deck list, it is in the description of the video. If you're looking to hang out with me while I record these and play other games, I'm currently also playing Baldur's Gate 3 on my stream. Come over to twitch.tv/Amazonian. It's a cool place. We got emotes with butts on them, pictures of my cat, and gaming. Just like this. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.